Welcome everyone, my name is DemEyesRed and I am streaming this game on behalf of Will Be Official because it is their tournament. It is called Rise to Glory. It's a 3v3 tournament and the first series is with ROR vs Alliance. And to start off, we'll start with ROR here. They're on the bottom right hand side of this whole map of Arabia. And this is going to be risky dice with the Britons as the flank. His pocket is going to be GKT, the one and only GKT Cloud, as the Franks. On the right hand side, we have Badrim, and that is going to be Mayans. Their opponents, the RR Gang. On the right hand side, we have Kamigawa, and this is a beloved friend with the Mayans. His pocket is going to be Golden Endinho, and he has the Franks. And last but not least, it's Ganjinho with the Britons as the flank. Okay, so what do we have? We have Britons and Mayans versus Britons and Mayans. Who could have thought? And of course, we have the beautiful aspect of Franks being the ultimate pocket here. To be actually very precise, it's a mirror war. It's Brits versus Mayans, right? Yep, it is. That's gonna be slightly interesting. For you to know, in case you haven't watched the explanation of 3v3 meta with Stark and me on his channel back in the days, for you to understand is on 3v3s, the main phenomenon is, well, it's a team game, but what does the pocket do? Of course, the current meta tells us, and also not since today, but for a long time, normally it's not a pure FC, not a pure fast castle that these dudes are gonna go for, but it's gonna be scouts into knights normally, for which the ranks are most ideal due to the fact that they have additional HP during Dark Age in comparison to other scouts, and also, of course, sick bonus in general concerning their economy, and still 3v3 different than 4v4 because the scouts, and that is the pocket guy, needs to decide where he or she needs to go, and that is gonna depend on very much concerning the beautiful aspect of map knowledge. The flanks for that one need to do their work and scout the area and tell, I might require some help. You could come over here. We have a momentum here. There's potential, and so on. And it is fixed positions indeed. This is one of the first tournaments. We had this phenomenon going on during the ECL final stage, where I was as well. I hope you saw my beautiful beard with Nili and Memp. And also there was Memp with a couple of show matches. If there was more, please let me know. Just for the lulz, it is always good to know about these things. Well, let's check it out. So there's been some chasing going on, just some shy dance between the scouts, but nothing too personal yet. Very striking though is that it is Golden End clicking up first as the flank with 20 pop, 19 villagers, and 1 scout. Let me give you this kind of... I love this one more. If you want to see this here, let me know, but I prefer this one. I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what it is, hopefully. Well, yeah. So, it is going to be Golden End first, basically, and he doesn't do anything too fancy, but the 20 pop, of course, requires some very strong build order without any idle time. Very interesting that he has immediately gone for 2 lumber camps, by the way. Ooh. Okay, awesome. And on the other side, if we look at Cloud, who's behind 20 seconds, that is quite something. And then also Ganji is gonna be up the last, it seems, and Kamigawa slightly before. So yeah, what about Padreem here? What about Padreem? For real. He's actually drushing in this game. Look at this. Is he really drushing or is he doing something else? He is actually considering a drush. Drush into archers? That is the main question. He has the Mayans, for which he can of course profit from the cheaper archers and trade way better, but he's up against archers, so that's going to be very interesting. What is actually happening over here? For real, that is going to be very interesting. ATST, aka at the same time. Let's have a look at the other players. Forgive me because this map is so huge. It will be maybe possible that I missed on a couple of things, but for that one, please shout in the chat that you find me beautiful, and then we can proceed. So, there we go. The players are now slowly but steadily reaching the field edge, and let's check what is going to happen with the Drush of Badreem. Not too much. And he's going to click up with what? 25 wills? Okay, that's definitely going to be just into Archers, not a fast castler. So, unless he is, of course, very experimental and wants to leave his mates behind. 3 wills on gold, very interesting, but that's pretty much the build order. And there is, of course, Cloud about to lose his scout successfully. Well, feels bad. What about Golden Ant here? What about Golden Ant? He's slowly, steadily creating the scouts. Okay. And all the action currently happening here in the northern part, where we have Kamigawa dealing with the Drush of Badreem. And besides that, yeah, that was indeed very successful. Not much damage has been dealt. Idle time, regardless, was created. That is the main premise of a Drush. Ideally, of course, you get a will, but it's more about the beautiful idle time. Very interesting. Not most ideal, but I like the micro even from Golden and even pay attention to little details. Keeping the scout alive might be very useful later on. And we'll check it out. So the Drush of Badreem is over. I'm curious. Very curious. Double archer range right away. How many villas on gold? 3. He needs 3 more in order to actually supply this. Even as man stem 5 is definitely fine. And immediately going for the blacksmith. Okay. I want to see this happening, man. I want to see this happening. If that works, man, that's going to be awesome. Besides that, I just need to turn on the game sound, for me at least. If you struggle to hear something in the game, please let me know. Please let me know. But Drush is a normal tactic, right? Yes, of course. Of course, this is a well-known tactic, but on 3v3s, you would, of course, it could be a Drush, but normally you would see something like Man-at-Arms Archers, Drush Archers. The thing about that one is it's still better than going for pure Archers because you have some kind of units that will go and deal some damage, right? Not necessarily killed people, killed villagers, but at least some idle time. Going pure archers, that would be the worst case in my opinion, but it has worked because, well, Badreem kept Kamigawa busy. I like this one. Now on the left hand side it is Risky Dice's time, and he has a set of archers, but he doesn't, well, he does have it. I'm sorry, I just paid attention to all these beautiful things, but it is indeed actually Ganji and Risky here with fletching, so he might engage in this one, but also home advantage for Ganji, and he's doing a great job here. Going for his own set of beautiful archers that he has. Britain's archers, of course, profiting a lot in this game with extra range. That is going to be definitely important. Let's see if that's going to be combined with more unique text and so on. And that is it. It seems very calm, but it is a strategic calm before the storm. As Kamigawa is now pointing to his team what he's about to do, which is taking his set of archers together with the eagle. And he has fletching already. Something that Badreem does not have. And I told you guys it will be tough with 3 vills on gold like that. Even though he has Mayans, he might struggle to get this important tech beforehand, for which he has now been on the bill. That could have been very useful, but let's stay realistic here. Being up against some archers with fletching, it's awkward, it's awkward. So Badreem now trying to buy himself some time, and ideally going in a couple of seconds. Getting rid of this Eagle Scout could also be very useful. And let's have a look at this fight, man. Is he going to take it? Is actually Kamigawa brave enough to take it? He should not do it, actually, because it would be a bad trade. Since we cannot talk about mains having the advantage here, as we have double mains here, it will be a bad trade. It's fair. It's a fair trade. It's a fair amount of units. It's equal, the situation. So if someone's uphill, he is really uphill, and there's nothing to do about this. Golden Ant now going for Castle Age first. And the difference is, well, I would like to point out a difference here, but most importantly, he also has Wheelbarrow before clicking up. And Cloud now doing the same thing, but he is behind significantly. That is a minute, actually. That could mean that he could go up with Knights before. A reason for the others to stay in a defensive stance. We'll see. Also, Team Wall about to be in the making. Ganji thinking about the team, which is most ideal. Camping with his archers, soon to be crossbowmen. We're going to see what's going to happen very soon. It is legit the calm before the storm. If we look at the maps of these players, by the way, for Risky Dice, for instance, well, he did this very ambitious walling, but it has worked. He still is best advised to drop a TC at some point if he reaches the next age one day. That's going to be very important to actually secure this area. But now, Interestingly, Cloud trying to, deal with the issue that they will be most likely up a bit too late. By getting scale bombarding armor before, he's gonna have a strong amount of scouts here, with some decent upgrade that he could utilize in order to have a meat shield. What is Bedream doing though? Why is he taking this fight? Lost this archer, it's not the end of the world, but he needs to be very careful. He's just playing with fire at this point. But I like the idea of Cloud. Instead of being super defensive, he actually wants to fill in the gap in which he's going to be behind by actually having his army around. But Dream, in my opinion, well, it's a bit risky what he does over here, but we're going to see because currently he's not being punished for that one. All the flaring here is going to tell us what exactly these guys are thinking about, at least from the perspective of ROI. And there we go, as expected, Golden End up with 2 knights already before Cloud is even in Castle Age. For that one, the scouts are very valuable because they're going to keep these knights busy. You see, he's buying himself some time to fill in the gap, and that is actually most ideal for Cloud in my opinion. Golden End, of course, cleaning up the mess, and then most ideally, of course, going to go forward paired with another set of units. So far though, he doesn't have any upgrades on these dudes. As you can see, he just has the Frank's bonus, but besides that, let's see. He prefers to go for quantity before quality, which is also a thing very important. And that is gonna tell us that we will most likely expect a huger set of knights vs Cloud, who for instance goes for chain bombarding armor already. Together with TCs, very, very slow approach, but I like the amount of farms that he has, for instance, and still I do not think that he's going to be able to maintain double stable production with chain bombarding armor and multiple TCs at the same time. For Golden End, it might be more possible as he has been saving up resources and not chosen to go for technical upgrades. We're going to see more about this one in a second. Let's see. So, the crossbows on the right hand side of Bedream still patrolling. In my opinion, well, he could do some more stuff, but at the same time I understand he needs to be defensive. And so should Risky Dice thing. But man, this is a nice amount. 30 archers, very soon crossbowmen, very soon bodkin arrow. And hopefully at some point we're going to see the universities going on, because being academic is not only cool but also very important for ballistics. And there we go. It might catch Ganjia off guard. Let's look at this fight. There we go. That's one of the first bloods that we see from villages here in this game. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And let's pay attention to what is going to happen next. At the same time, as I love to say, some fight on the right hand side, and this is just for the sake of Kamigawa's well-being, because he wants to claim the stone. Let's not forget he is Mayans, so that is going to be very important as well. Both civs on the flanks for each team actually could make use of a lot of stones, but Mayans even more so. Unless, of course, they're going to play some, even if they want to go for some Obsidian Arrow gameplay here, they need the castle up here, if you know what I'm saying. But most importantly, of course, the plumed archers, my friends. Very versatile, very flexible, could be very useful. We're gonna see though. In my opinion, Bedream didn't do too much with this one. If you compare the armies, it's 27 to 24. And a reason for Alliance to just rest a tiny bit before it is gonna continue. Let's have a look here on the left hand side. Also, Risky Dice is not going forward as he fears that he might be caught off guard and will be losing a lot of units. So both sides a bit shy over here. In my opinion, Cloud could make a couple of more calls here concerning whatever to do here. But yeah, there we go. Just some kind of random fight. At the same time, these scouts still battering down this house. Beautiful. Hopefully that is gonna actually, that's gonna be fine. If not, well, GG. We'll see though. Okay, let me just have a quick sip here. Okay, I'm back on track, my friends. What is this? A siege bar shop. Okay, that's a beautiful idea. Also quite some investment though. But he has mines, he has some nice economy. But what is this fight? You rarely see this, that the knights are very, 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 very shy. For what reason? There are two different reasons here. For instance, Golden End, he waits for the chain bombarding armor. He knows he's going to be up against a lot of bodkin arrow dudes. Together with the fact that Kamigawa is actually preparing something sneaky, which is going to be very effective, unless, of course, Cloud is going to anticipate this, which I think, considering the fact that he is one of the more experienced players, he probably knows what is actually happening over here. So sending a unit over here could, of course, reveal a lot of information. And the reason why Cloud and Bedream are waiting, I am not entirely sure, my friends. I am not entirely sure. The scouts, by the way, did not go anywhere. What is Risky Dice? So there was an engagement over here, but all in all, Gunji is just holding the ground. He has home advantage, and in the meantime, is trying to expand over here. If we look at the villager numbers also here to compare a couple of facts, it is actually Ganji with not too many villagers. He is far, far behind, so he might be actually holding the ground, but he's also being pressured. He has no chance to actually spread out. He's taking this fight now. No micro or whatsoever is included. And now we have the clash here on the right hand side because the Mangonel is about to... Oh my god, man. Come on, pay attention to the Mangonel. And the Mangonel is actually gone. Not ideal. Oh, it's actually not. What is Cloud doing? Well, now he has to go in. He has to go in. The Dream, man. Go forward. He needs to engage as well. What is he doing with the set of crossbowmen? Come on. That was a very bad engagement here from Alliance. Despite actually the Dream camping on this hill. But now with a nice idea, come up plan is the castle. But there's the counter tower to that one. Let's check out how this is gonna go. My god. What is this? Is that now live? I am live, my friends. I am live. I am alive and I am live. Yes, sir. And yeah, welcome to everyone. Welcome to everyone. To Rise to Glory round number 1. This is the first series out of many, many other series. At this castle, well, about to become a, what's it called on Reddit? A meme. But so far, this tower is not entirely able to actually deny this castle from going up, and it's still gonna happen, isn't it? Risky Dice, in the meantime, going for Imperial Age, the first dude to do that. A lot of blood has been shed for Ganji's well-being, but he is now somewhat stabilizing. If you look at the villager facts of 57 villas, still behind, but Dream also not doing too well. But then the Booming Gods, Golden Ant, 86 villas. Whew, that's actually nice, I love it. So his boom could be very, very important, because in the later part of the game, you might see some Paladinos doing their thing. But before anything, it is the castle being denied by a couple of houses by Kamigawa. I love it. I love this dude with his nice pizza. I can only recommend it. I heard only good things about it, at least. In Berlin. Nice stuff. Okay, this castle is gone and the Mangonel connects. Beautiful. 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 And that's the only action. I find that Alliance did have some chance. So the question is, of course, was it the wrong thing to focus on the right hand side? Wouldn't Ganji have been the weaker spot over here? Because he was definitely far behind. And Risky Dice himself was able to keep him busy. But of course, the smart player that he is didn't just go in blindly to lose all of his army. And now he's in a situation where he needs to back off. He's quite behind in military count. He needs to save up. He actually saved up enough for Imperial Age. He wants to go in there once again. And if you look at the facts, actually Ganji is nowhere close to clicking up. Or is he? He's actually now stockpiling. Golden Ant did so as well, is now on the way. But Ganji needs a bit more time, at least 1 minute or so. Cloud is also going to click up very soon once he has the gold, by the way. This engagement is definitely going well for ROR. As you can see, they've pushed their enemies so far behind. But first of all, this castle should be deleted for the love of God. Come on. Okay, he deleted it. I was about to get anxious over here. Okay. For a moment I thought he forgot. But this is now full defensive mode, isn't it? Look at this. Look at this. The castle being placed to the back. And now, Golden Ant trying to go for a raid in the meantime. Right? In the meantime. That's a lot of knights here for Cloud, isn't it? There's a lot of potential for that one to become very dangerous if he was not just inside of his own base. I'm just saying. But of course, realistically speaking, they now need to actually stabilize. And the score tells us that everything is going well. But is Risky Dice going to be able to make the difference over here? Ambitious Siege Bar Shop, if you ask me, but there's no real resistance. You don't see any Siege Bar Shop by beloved Ganji. So let's check this one out, how that is going to go. Is team walling only for 44? No, not necessarily. Of course, it makes things even more convenient if you have the team wall up. But, you know, team wall doesn't even happen for each and every in game, right? I mean, 4v4. You don't see that every time. It can be very useful, and unfortunately the meta has shifted in a way that it is seen as the best thing to go for. But still, it's not gonna occur every time. And now it's the time for Kamigawa to switch into these plumed archers. Gonna require a lot of time to make them actually strong enough in Imperial Age. They gonna need the elite upgrade, ballistics, and all these beautiful things to make them actually valuable. But then you have a super killing machine, very fast, good at raiding. They could kill a couple of palisades, sneak in through, and then snipe vills like there's no tomorrow. But speaking of raiding and sniping, it's actually risky dice with a huge momentum. What is Gunji gonna do though? He's now actually going to the back to get himself some safer spots. And also they are now considering the market over here. For Alliance, we don't see any of that. At least yet. At least yet. Yeah, what is wrong with the Vulby bot, by the way? Someone update that, man. Come on. What are you talking about? Bean Chester and bro. Not today, man. It's 0-0. If you want to see the score, it's here. Here. Okay, massive engagement over here now. Golden End is gonna go in it. In situations like this, you must be always very careful as the aggressor because there's a lot of gold on the line. But if you're backed up with Gunji, which is not super strong, but still very important, and if we pair it with the fact that Cloud still doesn't have +4, these crossbows are perfectly fine. They do the damage needed. And look at this now, Risky Dice needs to protect himself as well. This castle is in danger. Will it go up? That is the main question because Gunji now has Arbos himself as well. And he is going to be able, if he really focuses, to do the damage needed. But I think Risky Dice on this hill is doing a great job. Where is Golden End's army all of a sudden, you might ask yourself? Well, a new set of Cavaliers is going to come in, but you know what I'm saying? +4 is awesome, but that was not successful. That was a lot of investment and our first time, very big loss here. Very big loss in this game. And what about on the right hand side? It seems more promising because Badream seems to be the weaker link in their team here. His decisions, his behavior, it just feels not 100%. Maybe also a reason why Cloud actually focused to team up with him in the beginning to make sure that this dude is going to be alive. And so far he is alive, but it's going to be a bit tough because he's up against Kamigawa, who's a well-experienced bear, and who could, do some bad things. But we'll see. Left-hand side still very bad for ROR, meaning that Gunji is about to lose it over here. And he's just barely able to protect himself. There's no real walls. He needs to make sure that actually his teammates are fine. And he's desperately going to go for more archers as an Arbalest. And he needs the help of Golden End, for which Kamigawa was left alone, but he has everything under control. So far, nothing is about to, go down the drain yet. Risky Dice even now going for coinage, interestingly. Let's keep that in mind. And what about the markets, by the way? I see no markets. I see some markets over here. I see some markets over there. What about Alliance in the markets, though? That is the main question. We'll see. What time does the giveaway start? It was 20:30 GMT. No matter for please help us out. Please help us out. He knows. He knows. Right then, guys. Right then. Yeah, it's Blue is dying faster, right? Because Badream is still, having his castles up. He even has the cap ramps, very much needed in Marion's War, my friends. The more it's all about the BAMs. It's all about the BAMs in Marion's War. Hopefully you've seen enough Viper versus Hassan back in the days to realize this. But yeah, it's definitely not as bad as for Gunji here in comparison. Gunji now forced to actually go for Stonewalls. We see some tribute. Risky Dice is paying to Cloud, that is. But Cloud also now is about to have a problem over here, isn't he? What is this market about, by the way? Yeah, maybe. But Paladin upgrade, it takes a lot of time. I mean, Cloud needs so much more time. But for your information, Risky Dice MVP. Risky Dice MVP. What he does here is phenomenal. He keeps everyone busy on the left-hand side. And it seems that Golden End is not able to make the change. I fully understand his decision, but unfortunately it was not enough yet. Cloud is even helping out over here, dealing with whatever Kamigawa is doing. Far from ideal, the situation. RR is not pushing fast enough, but look at this amount of paladins. Okay, now I want to see this happening. Is that a cast that is denied for now? Yes, it is. Okay. That looks very good, but it's still not the game winner over here, because you must think about how far behind Gunji is now. Deal, ladies and gentlemen, 63 villagers. Yes, 63 villagers. That is, of course, far from ideal. He needs so much more time to actually make this happen. So much more time. And I don't think that Alliance is going to be able to give them that time. They will say, no, sorry, man. We wrecked you before. So let's see if actually Kamigawa is still going to be able to actually deal with both Cloud and Madream here. And if Golden End and Gunji are able to deal with whatever Risky is actually able to put on here. It's very, very good. Very impressive. But now the Paladins are talking. That is always the game changer. Once we see the Paladins, massive 192 HP for the Franks. Very, very nice. And now with Iron Casting, that's going to be very nice. If you compare these units, Cloud already has Iron Casting. Main change, the main difference here between the two, but not the end of the world. Golden End is going to be able to have this upgrade in Simon to engage if he really wanted to, but they're now waiting. They're now waiting because they want to deal with Risky's push over here entirely. Is that the big idea? I think so. And Golden End also marching forwards because they need some extra resources. The trade is now going. And we have 25 trade cards versus 3. So at least in that concern, RR has a significant advantage. But also I would say that if we look at the map, gold pile wise, man, there's so many gold piles here. There's still so many gold piles. Most of them are of course exposed. But, you know, we could say the same things for the gold pile. No, we cannot say the same things. They're so safe here for Alliance. So, yeah, it's actually good that they have the trade going as early as possible. RR, that is. Yeah, we'll see if they're going to make it. It's going to be very tough. But I also find it very impressive. Kamigawa is, in my opinion, the MVP of RR here in this match. Because he is able to actually do it. What Risky Dice is offering, Kamigawa does the same in different ways, if you understand my philosophic approach to this very matter. But yeah, here we go, man. It's now time for sea traps even. And the game is not over yet, guys. Not over yet. Still some war going. Still some war going on the right. On the left, it is actually Risky Dice being cleaned up for the most part. And Gunji just making sure that his team is safe. Very altruistic if you ask me. But also very important. But there's no major killing move. Because now we're reaching the time in the game where it's going to be more... I don't want to call it more complex. But, you know... It's going to be very hard to win this game just by a single move. It's going to be a back and forth, raiding the trade cards and stuff like that. Unless, of course, someone has a massive gap and everyone just squeezes through and then all of a sudden it's over. But experience tells us that most likely these people are well prepared for a situation like this. Meaning that we're going to have to wait a bit more until things are happening. Ooh. Super unfortunate. A little shy set of 9 Paladinos going in here. Just to check. Whatever trade cards are around, gonna be wrecked in no time. Yeah, exactly. Post them, here we come. That's gonna take some time, my friends. Golden End's overboomed, yeah, with 155. Well, we see this a lot lately during tournaments that they go for a lot of villagers. It seems to, you know, have a kind of positive effect, but once you feel that you cannot push anymore, not because you don't have the resources, but you don't have the population space anymore, then it's often nearly too late. Let's see. Let's see, because we see a healthy economy here for Golden Ends, but he only, a quote on that, only has 39 military units, right? So, it's tough, it's tough. Yeah, you can see here, Crickle, the Crickoid. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. How many villagers and how many trade cards there are for each player here. Indeed, it's a bit tough to understand the things on the left hand side, but on the right hand side, it's actually quite well distinguished. And you know, we still have the stalemate of the year on the right hand side. It just doesn't change, does it? It just doesn't change. And I love it. So far, Golden End now very, very strong in the later part of the game because he's now able to cross the plans of Risky Dice. Wherever we see castle attempts of Risky Dice, we see a counter castle by Golden End. And that is gonna work. And indeed, as Nomatophobia was already mentioning, we have Light Calves now for Cloud. And that is very interesting because now he actually feels the impact of not having too many trade cards around for a long time. He's now going for a lot of Light Calves, basically because he doesn't have the gold income. He's going to be able to go for Paladins later on. But now he needs to go and fill in the gap with that one. That is going to be a bit tough. And in the meantime, here on the right hand side, it seems maybe Kamigawa making the first step here towards Bedream. For a long time it didn't happen, but now might be the case. We'll see. We'll see. We're not there yet though. We're not there yet. My friends, I am alive. I am live and alive. That's always what I answer here. We're not gonna show you some bearded dude talking from a couple of days ago. It's live. It's beautiful. And what Golden End does together with Kamigawa, even more so. What about this though? As I told you guys, what if there's a gap? Well, things could get messed up, but this is not really the most dangerous thing, is it? Halberdiers? Well, not the end of the world. I would estimate this action to be more lethal. Yeah, these are private records. No one but the players know about the results, and I have no idea who's gonna win this. Basically what Vubi did is they invited me, and then they, you know, tied me up completely, my eyes covered for a couple of days so I could not be spoiled. And now they unleashed the beast, and here I am, curious to see what is gonna happen. Paladins cleaning up a couple of helps. You don't see this one too often, but hey, it is very important and super effective because the numbers are simply superior, and I feel that now things are getting definitely out of hands as Golden End, who is now considered getting rid of a couple of villagers here, now has a nicer amount of Paladins and is able to help out on both left and right hand side. Absolutely nice. Cloud on the other side tries to go for the raid, and you know, he's trying to, you know, lower the gold income. But in the back, we see 118 trade cards for RR vs 73 for Alliance. Not good, if you ask me. Not good. Not good. Yeah, and Bedream, slowly, steadily. I mean, not slowly, steadily. He's messed up. He lost the castles here. It's over for him. Unless, of course, Cloud is gonna come in with a huge set of Paladins. And so far, we have 20 Paladins. This is considerable. But I have the feeling that Kamigawa and Golden End gonna go in with another set of units, which Cloud will be struggling to deal with. At least that is my feeling concerning the very situation that we're currently witnessing. Ganji doing he's full defensive mode, man. He is the turtle of the team. He has fortified walls, he goes for masonry, he does all the things just to make sure that everything is safe. And he has recovered. He has recovered fully. Look at Bedream's population, look at Ganji's population. And now tell me, who is the one far behind? Exactly. So, you know, what to do in this very situation? Well, basically, Bedream needs to copy whatever Ganji did, go to the back and recover, but, you know, and post them going back like that would, of course, mess with the market situation. So yeah, you are actually stuck wherever you are. You can only hardly migrate. Look at this little project over here. 2 or 3 paladins and everything is gone. So it is very, very tough for Bedream to actually make something happen. Mains don't need much eco, but I'm telling you, even right now, it's more than tough. Because there is a dude with just 3 trade cards who cannot really contribute towards anything happening here for that team. And that is definitely gonna be felt very soon, if not already. And Risky Dice just try to keep his opponent busy, now even going for plate mail armor to improve the strength of, or the defense of his but he is also being dealt with. And finally, we see Yeoman. Who would have thought, but the Yeoman is going to happen. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it's a best of 5, so be sure that there's a lot of games that we'll be going through today and also for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, body order 5. That is the best BO5. Exactly. And now tell me what RO1 means. RO1 over here. But yeah, you got it, man. You got it. Question is, does Cloud have it as well? Because it might be one of the final fights in case Goldman was successful. Kamigawa was helping out as well. What is the Dream doing here? He needs to, engage. But that's actually a nice set of paladins for Cloud. They won't be able to go in. Will they be successful? I don't think so. Is there more plumed archers here? Most likely Alliance is gonna survive this one, but you know, what is this? What is this? Yeah, keep in mind he's fighting uphill and he's still doing it. He's still doing it. But if you look at the whole map here, the whole situation, I feel that it's 55% for ROI. Even though it's exactly 50% between the two, I think that, on both sides ROR is stepping over the border. And not the other way around. Will these games be posted on YouTube? Yes, most likely. Oh yeah, so the people who actually watch this will not see the chat because the whole screen is full with information. Well, what can I say about this? What can I say? Like and subscribe, I guess. On a more serious note though, I mean, I appreciate how Bedream is actually fighting and fighting, But is it gonna be successful? Main question of the day. Is it gonna be successful? It's tough. But if I recall correctly, he has also a lot of experience, so despite of what I've said in the beginning, I at least see how he's dealing with the situation in a way that he's delivering a very, very adequate fight over here. He's doing his very best, and I appreciate to see this. And he has delivered a very good fight against Kamigawa throughout the entire time, but now it's 1 versus 2 here. He just gets frequent, not too frequent, helpful force, frequently appearing helpful force of Cloud, but it's just so problematic for the entire situation. There's little hope for Alliance at some point, and they're just doing their best to fight this one off. But it might be that wherever Cloud is actually going, it will slow down their opponents, and ideally, of course, they would come back. But let's check out Bedream's situation once again. He is economically bankrupt, and there's little that he can do about this now. 13 trade cards. It's just very, very tough. And yeah, now even the remaining villagers, look at this, how he's trying to, you know, create a couple of quick walls here to make sure that these units are not going to squeeze in through. That's very, very good of him, but yeah, at some point you won't be able to just prevent the things from happening, and then it's going to happen. It's going to happen. By the way, guys, Bedream, that is bad, right? Alliance Bedream. That is actually bad, right? It's a bad for me. Maybe we have some specialists over here who know if this is bad. And if not, then, you know, I'll look it up myself. And as said, man, this is, you know, no, not backed, but Berk, B-E-R-K, Berk. Not backed. There we go. Where we go, and it's GG. It's GG. Wow. Intensified, for sure, for sure. How to estimate all of this? In my opinion, the beginning was way stronger for Alliance. It was more impressive, especially what Risky Dice did. He, in my opinion, was still the MVP, even though Cloud is the pocket over here, and of course got the highest score from his team with the Paladins. It's still impressive how Risky Dice was even able to take out Ganji for a long, long time. And that was good for Cloud and Bedream because they could focus on the right hand side. But Kamigawa, who was also very, very impressive, he was just able to deal with Bedream so nicely. So yeah. Yeah, Bedream is Turkish, exactly. Then it's back. He was streaming as well, by the way. He's now started as well. He's from the Turkish community. So big love to him as well. I just think that the beginning was significantly better for Alliance, even though I saw situations where they were waiting, and as observers it's always easier to say these things, you know, saying, he could have done this, he could have done this. Yeah, then be in this game, play yourself, and then you'll see how difficult it is to actually make those calls and to go for situations, to create situations that could, you know, create a window of opportunity and, you know, to make things happen. Very tough, very tough. But then ROR, they just worked so well together in the post-stim situation, and despite their very, very strong efforts from Alliance, it was not enough, as we can see here. Time for game number 2, I guess. And it is going to be on islands, and on the right hand side we have Golden End as the pocket, Vikings, and his northern pocket, more northern flank is going to be Kamigawa with the Italians, and to the bottom we have Ganji as the Malay. On the other side we have, as the flank, southern flank, we have Risky Dice with the Japanese, and then this time it's back actually with the Vikings pocket, Bedream, and then also Cloud in the north as the Italians. So the main difference is we have Japanese on the one team and Malay on the other team. Japanese have proven to be very, very strong during any kind of water games, especially in 1v1s, of course. They have a very high relevance concerning that one, and also in team games I believe they can do a lot. Also, they're very resistant to ratings on water. That is very valuable. With the Malay though, you can be very, very aggressive in the beginning, and also the late game is very strong, especially if things get out of hand, and if the Malay player can make use of this very momentum, you will have Thalassocracy, and then it's going to be very messed up for the opposite team. We've seen countless wins of, for instance, Somi and even Secrets during team games, with Malay being just not the key, but definitely a safety measure with their harbors to keep the things as they are. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, thanks a lot, man, for the people going and coming. Also, thanks to them. And this is how it is, guys. So, what to expect here? Why do we have Vikings, for instance, as the pockets? Can we get DemEyesRed correct? What? Did I do something wrong? What is wrong? The Vikings, of course, being super strong. And on this map, you just need to make sure that you're not going to be landed on. And then you could even go for fast castle into longbows right away. So let's see if that's maybe already being hinted at, because the position of the docks are very, very revealing. Of course, placing a back dock on this map is very lethal because it would create a very bad situation. But yeah, this is still considered as a back dock. He could have also dropped the dock over here, but the Dream puts it over there. You could have also even, I think the most defensive thing would have been over here. It's interesting that he has placed this one over there. And if you look at Golden Hand, it's a hybrid. I don't think it's the most beautiful in the world, but he also wants to keep it open. Maybe he will not consider just fast casting here. We'll see. Yeah, can you correct the title? And if that's not correct, DemEyesRed. Oh my god, man! Come on. I blame it all on nomatophobia, because he is just a simply beautiful person. Alright guys, more seriously now. I find it quite interesting, very interesting, how Risky Dice and Cloud are up so much earlier. But of course, Ganji will be the first with the melee. So I'm expecting some fire galleys out on the pitch very soon. Got both Nangs here. And Kamigawa also doing his best, but he's very, very much behind. I'm just saying. With that one, he must get more docks than his opponent, because he's going to be out fireboated very soon, if you know what I'm saying. That is going to be dangerous, to say the least. Cloud might have a really good shot over here, because the rush distance is also so short that it might matter a lot that you have an additional fire chip out already very soon. Fire galley. We'll see. So what about the others? What about the Dream? He is clicked up. And yeah, that pretty much is not telling us too much, interestingly. His economy is a bit special. Very special, if you ask me. Also housed there for a second, but he has a nice food eco going. Let's check it out. And for Golden Ant, he's also now on the way. And if you look at his resources, yeah, he did better with the gold, in my opinion. He only needs 3 volts on gold, whereas the Dream is slightly experimental. Not the smoothest play here with his economy, but he's also going to be fine. I'm very, very sure of it. Dotinho says, oh my god, Japanese ballet. I wonder who's going to win it. Well, let's check it out, because it's going to happen very soon. And there we are. There we are. So far quite calm, but I'm very sure that, North, Kamigawa will have a very tough time. 3 docks already versus 3 docks. So as long as Cloud has the same amount of Kamigawa's docks, then it's going to be just okay for the Taiwanese player. Let's see. Let's see. Very slow development over here. And now it has started. Glorious fire being spilled all over the place. And it seems that Dice, nice reaction over here. Yeah, what is Ganji doing actually? Oh, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff how actually Dice is controlling the situation smoothly. And with that one, Ganji is already losing a lot of his fishing eco. And the players with the fishing eco will have a massive advantage, obviously. In a way that people even say, you lose the water, you lose the game. Team games might be the case right away, especially the later you lose the water, the less important that is going to be, but it's still very crucial at this point. And at this point, Ganji struggles heavily against Risky Dice. As expected, also Golden End is going to be up first, and that is very, very important because he needs to save his team. He needs to go here into this area with his longbows and snipe down all of these fire galleys. So otherwise, Ganji is having a lot of issues. We'll see. Now, what Bedream did here confused me also, because he has a villager less. He did lose a villa, I guess. Something like this must have happened. But yeah, okay. Filling the gap with galleys. You know, during Feudal Age, Vikings maybe not the most useful in this very situation because they only have galleys. They don't have fire galleys. But still, you might see a person just going for a lot of galleys and then trying to snipe down with the fire galleys. It will be problematic. It will be problematic. Alright, so also Kamigawa engaging over here, taking the fight himself. And the aspect of defender's advantage with that much of a short rush distance, not entirely sure how much that is going to matter. Not too much, because they're so close to each other. Also, just looking at the fact, why doesn't Kamigawa have fletching here? Could actually, you know, as galleys are now being made by Cloud, do the same thing and engage like that, but he doesn't do it. Still, he is now... I'm not entirely sure. He doesn't want to go for any galleys. Normal galleys, that is. And also on the other side, no longboats or anything like that yet here, as we can see from the dream. Is he actually making any of them? No, he isn't. Just completely into war galleys. Completely into war galleys, and currently Genji just having a nightmare. Is Golden Ant going to be there to save the day? Is he going to be there to save the day? That's the main question to be asked. He's messing up quite some. 11 to be precise. But he needs to keep them together and then, you know, shoot very precisely. To have this impact on his opponents. Speaking of impact, Cloud is just doing it. There we go. Potentially, together with the beautiful fire galleys, it is a threat to Kamigawa that he will not be able to withstand. And yeah, the fact that the melee guy is down, not so good. Not so good. Not good at all. So, the next pairs are going for the next stage. That is actually Dice and Kamigawa. Kamigawa tries to buy himself some time, but how well is that gonna go? Main question. I know what his combat plan is. I mean, definitely gonna be more water. I guess he's just gonna go for fire ships, but he will need a lot of them to actually, you know, make things happen. By the way, guys, don't trust the scoreboard all the time, but it is 1-0. If it says something else, it's just some strange program issue that I'm not able to solve because I'm never using it. On my own channel, I use different things, so for you to understand, we're in a very experimental age, and we have to go through this. Light is a French team, right? No, it's actually completely mixed up. Completely mixed up. We have Taiwanese people. I guess officially one Belgian person. Turkish. And even more, I guess. No, I didn't stop it. I will look into it. But first of all, I want to see how actually Golden is able to solve this issue. For real, this is very, very tough. Because once this happens like that, I mean, the only way how to actually win against this is to make your opponent think that he can stop investing into water and then strike back like that. But on islands, that is not gonna be the case too early, if at all, on a pure water map like that. If this was, I don't know, Mediterranean, something like that, I would say, okay, that might be, but nah, not like this. Not like this. There we go. Once again, they're striking back together with Ganji's fire ships now, and even demolition ships. Let's see if we have something for Reddit. Is this Reddit? Oh my god, this is Reddit. Beautiful. Can I have some Reddit in the chat? There we go. Beautiful. And I didn't expect this, to be very frank with you, but due to some power vacuum, as Latin people will call it, we have actually Kamigawa taking over the Darks of Cloud, as he's not there. Yeah, man. Back is just taking this fight, yeah? Because he thinks with brute force, Golden End is not going to be able to make it, but it seems that Golden End goes away at the right time, just to make sure that he still has a nice set of longbows up. And to be very precise with you, he has 22. Just his teammates, they are more or less in a very bad situation. I would now insert a curse over here if it was my channel. But nope, I'm not going to doing it. I'm not going to do it because it's still a very professional atmosphere, and I love it actually how professional these players are and trying their best, not giving up just like that, because for RR it seems so grim, but they're working very hard and this is very much appreciated, delivering a very nice fight and actually winning some space now. Might be the first time that they will cross their half of the map to actually make it happen, to actually go out of here, to actually deal some damage. But then, bad news by Bad Dream, and this is him reaching Imperial Age. And you can guess what he's gonna do now. Spoiler alert, it has something to do with water. And just gonna check out how close the others are to clicking up. It's actually Golden and more or less there now. He's now gonna click up, but this is quite late, man. This might be once again a momentum for the Turkish player, that he's actually going to be able to deal a lot of damage. But we're going to check it out. Yeah, it's true. Golden is a lot of villagers. He's invested more into his economy. But I also was happy with his longboat count, and he's even now engaging. He knows that he must do something because very soon his opponents will have the superior technology, especially with Dream here. And that might be very hurtful. What is he doing? So many free shots, free hits, free fire for Golden Ends. As he tries to seek refuge, he must escape. It's not going too well, is it? And very soon also Dream is going to have chemistry. He has galleons already. Super strong force now, 8+4 on the galleons. That's gonna be definitely very hard to deal with because you can now go to Imperial Age a bit later, but if you don't have any territory anymore on the water, there's nothing you can do about it anymore. Unless of course you have one corner where you just stockpile a lot of longboats, for instance, and then they come back. But not very much likely that something like this is just gonna happen out of nowhere, that is. Very grim times. Especially Ganji. It's not going too well for him, but I love it how he's just trying his best to actually contribute in some kind of way, but yeah. More is needed, unfortunately. Okay, so Golden End is there. Risky Dice is going to go to Imperial Age as well. Beautiful. And I strongly assume for Golden End, it's just going to be more and more elite longboats now. He's getting chemistry first. He has Bracer, he has ballistics, and now he's getting elite longboats. He needs a bit more time though. Once he has that, he will be able to deal a lot of damage, but not just like that. And very soon, Dice is coming from the right hand side, and this might be the end of this army, because the longboat upgrade is going to kick in too late. Even though Risky Dice is not an Imperial Age yet, it might be the perfect timing Wow. Wow, look at this. Look at the Armada of Bad Dream, though. How many units does he have? 45. Risky Dice 46. And if you look at the military count of Kamigawa and Ganji, it's not even close to a single army of the opponents. So there you got the answer concerning dominance on water. That is that. Main question is something else happening on the map? Is Alliance over-focusing over here and now opening up a gap that our R could make use of? And it might be the case. As you see, Golden End is now marching forward. He might catch a couple of other ships off guard, as he now has elite longboats. 39 military units, that is still fine. And that's definitely more than what Cloud has to offer, so he might be caught off guard. And I'm not entirely sure if this is the correct thing to have 56 units here in the back of Kamigawa's base, not doing too much but attacking a single dock, while the others are doing their thing. But it seems as if they're not going to be punished for that one, because Risky Dice also with a solid amount of units once again coming very close to Ganji's base. Yeah, dude, I also think that it seems very, very bad for RRI to actually have an impact here just like that. It will be a very tough situation to deal with. Why no condos? Well, if you land, you can do some condos, but they will obviously not be able to contribute to the water situation just like that. You need to land for that one, but that will be difficult to accomplish. In a situation like that, you might even lose the transport ship before anything happens. Even though, at this point, Cloud could land. I'm sure he could land, and he would be able to just annihilate Kamigawa like that. In theory. But also they're heavily investing into water, and they know if they would just let it go for once, they could be steamrolled by the opposition. So you must actually contribute and constantly produce, so you don't let go. You must use all the resources. Yeah, Vikings condos with a lot of HP could be very sick. And indeed, Goldie is now going for transport, right? He has a transport ship up. I just don't know where exactly that is. I don't see it anywhere out there yet. So that might be just in the making. Oh, he's actually serious about this. So is Risky Dice, by the way. Yeah, he's gonna try to land over here as he flared. Ah, there we go. He's actually landing. Oh, that's actually a fantastic idea with the castle. Yeah. Risky Dice is landing. We can see that as well. I'm potentially gonna land over here. He has his villas prepared. But Golden End is not landing on an opponent, but he is actually just gonna secure the area over here with a castle. That is a fantastic idea, but unfortunately not realistic, due to the fact that his castle is just going to be denied like that. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. There we go. And I believe that this castle will most likely go up, unless, of course, we see a counter tower, and there it is. Let's see if that's gonna work. In the meantime... Goldie, man. Wow. Really? Wow. Just wow. This is beautiful. Well, let's see. Yeah, if he just puts the villas there, that's not going to be close enough, is it? This castle is up, by the way. This castle will also go up. With brute force. Definitely going to go up. Yeah, true. I also agree. Since he has that many villas, he'll actually lose a couple. No problem. He's going to fill in the gap with his longboats. And he has quite some now. I like it. Golden End is, you know, thinking a lot. He tries to make the change. But that will not work Unless, of course, he's being heavily slung like that. That seems to be the case. I know about you guys, but no contribution by Ganjit Kamigawa. Seems as if they're just gonna put some steroids into Golden End for the end of time and, you know, make it happen like that. Much appreciated, Adalolf. Much appreciated. Back 40 minutes. Voice call. But he also did get the water all the time, right? You see how many farms he has? 12 farms in minute 41, so it's okay. It's actually smart in my opinion. But it looks strange. Yeah, playing 1v3 just like that, you know what's going to happen here. Oof. Steroids, man, I'm telling you. Steroids. Very good. And it is common to do that, right? Sling the Vikings player like that and make him go crazy, while the others will just boom. But as the others are aware of this, I mean, look at what Risky is doing. Raiding the slingers, the potential slingers, is of course the main premise to make sure that, you know, things are gonna get very problematic. Yeah, the condos, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, indeed. I was just looking here, but he's also here in the south with a considerable force, potential force, consisting of a lot of condos very soon. As they've now reached the point where they say, okay, we can continue fighting, but now we are up against a Viking player on, you know, Anaballs, and therefore we must do something. We must, you know, kill off the source of that. So landing will be very important, but not everyone is going to do that. For instance, if you look at Berk, and not Bact, but Berk, he is doing it. He is actually trying to fight this one off with his bare hands. Oh, Kamigawa-sama. Hello. Well, let's see, guys. Let's see. Game is not over. The game is over. I was about to say it, man. I said maybe, but yeah, this looks grim. This looks bad. It was about to become very bad. And this was not enough, unfortunately, especially with this force also. Golden Knight could only be able to deal with it and would be still up against 2 or more opponents while not getting any sufficient slinging anymore. And then he would be wrecked. So they did well. They called it. And you see the score is now all of a sudden 2-1. What I will do now, guys, I will turn this thing off, and I will do this with my own hands. We'll go back here. Yeah, we'll just go back. I won't check the other stuff, the details. Yeah, it's not 2-1. Okay, guys, we are on the Grand Bra. It's not called Bra, but Bara, because it's a single. No. Okay, so we are gonna go for this one over here, and I'm gonna describe the map in a second. But first of all, for you to know, it is Ganji on the left hand side with the Malians. His pocket is gonna be Kamigawa with the Spaniards, and then on the right hand side we have Golden End as the flank with the Aztecs. On the other side, we have Risky Dice with the Ethiopians flanks. Pocket is going to be Badream, aka Bark, with the Spanish. Last but not least, we have Cloud on the left-hand side as the flanks with the Huns. About this map, exactly. Buildings take more damage when on cracked terrain. Fun fact. This is Chaos Pit reverse. Maybe something like this. I mean, some kind of way. Because there's a lot of juicy gold in the middle, but you cannot access it because there's a thin line of consistent trees, all of which containing 100 wood, and therefore the main objective is to go through that and then profit. But over here, it is the nightmare of archers, crossbows, arbalets, because there's little spots to actually hide at. And you can only create little choke points, or not choke point. Wow, beautiful. How do you want to place a mining camp over here, by the way? Most efficient way. It's beautiful. And yeah, basically just very, very tough. Therefore, of course, you need to be fast, flexible, which is very great for Huns, for instance. But that's gonna be very interesting. Risky Dicey, by the way, is he housed or what? Is he housed or what? What is happening? Oh no, he's trying to take the elephant like that. Okay, I understand. Makes sense. Before we elaborate though, I want to see what Golden End is gonna do here. Those rocks are 100% the most phallic object in the game. I would say that those baobab trees are a competitor in that very concern. But then again, check out any kind of architecture that we have and think about that term again, even in the ancient times. Right then. So if we just think about the game plan over here, left hand side we got Huns versus Malians. I do like me some Huns for sure, for sure. One of my favorite civs. Remember back in the days, Legacy of the Huns 2, I casted all the games here on Volby Official. Back then was beautiful. Oh my god, that Vil survived. Ganji on the other side lost the Vil to an elephant. Greedy maybe of him not to go for a loom, but he did that. And also now this house, it's unfortunate. But hey, okay. So yeah, with Huns is cool. But against Melons, definitely even more flexible if you ask me. Especially in the mid game. Late game will be trouble. But you will have a lot of solutions first of all. And therefore, the Huns player must be fast. Or, just like Ganji does it, interesting what he does here. That is not gonna just work like that, right? But okay. I still think Malians could be very, very nice. But then again, he is actually suggesting a defensive playstyle over here. That's going to be a lot of an investment from a single villager. Very dangerous what he does here. On the right hand side, it is Ethiopians versus Aztecs. Also an interesting matchup if you ask me. So the Ethiopians, as you know, a very fast firing archer line. Aztecs on the other side, sick military output with their bonus. They can't even compete archer-wise until the late game, of course, as they're missing ring archer armor, that is. That's how it's called, right? The last one, yep. And therefore, will force it to go for something else. Then you have your eagles, of course. That might be very interesting. We'll see how that is going to go. I always like the Aztecs on open maps. Well, as they're closing it as if this is Oasis, it's not as open anymore. So we'll see how much the Ethiopian player is going to profit from the very situation over here. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's also check when these dudes are actually going to go through here and have access to the middle. It's also very important to claim the area here as soon as possible because that's gold. A lot of gold. It's very efficient gold income if you think about it, right? Right. But except that there's not going to be any rushing. Nothing at all. And it will become a late game for sure. Unless, of course, people forget about the fact that they're just protected by a thin wood down here in the middle. And, you know, some unfortunate stuff could happen. Just, you know, saying. But we'll see about this one. Game for GeoGuessr, state for AoE too. Nice one, man. Nice one. Happy to read that. So the first one to be up actually is Cloud and... No, actually it's the Dream, Cloud, and then Golden End. So what are they actually doing? We have the Spanish. Of course, having the Spanish in the team game is potentially the very best thing you can have on a map like this, especially in Oasis or Grand Barra. Because of their team bonus, most importantly, it's just so beautiful and very, very essential with their markets. The trade cards, it's just, yeah, it could not be better. Then, again though, on the other side, we have the same situation, so they feel the same way. And what could they be up for? Well, you could of course go for conks in the mid game. Late game though, it's gonna be about night for sure. Then we'll have to see, of course, how that is gonna play out. We have two camel civilizations in theory. The Melons being probably more of a camel civ than the Ethiopians, but hey, still. Well, yeah. 1 hour until we give away an AoE to DE key, by the way. Yeah, exactly, guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. So that's that with the Spanish. For the others, we will see, actually. All of them are in Fuel Age now, and very soon they will go to Castle Age. I am very sure. Unless it's Gunji, he does something else. For real. He goes for a double bit axe, horse color, and adds a stable right away. What is the plan? I mean, he doesn't even have a proper hole over here. So he could not just go for scouts like that. That's not a fast castle, what he's doing. What is he doing? What am I missing? He should be in the very situation that Cloud is in, and then pump out scouts if he's really up for map control. That he could do that. But no. He's doing something else. Ganjinho. What are you up for? Tell us. Enlighten us. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna switch. I mean, we are on this point of view right now, okay? Okay, good. And we'll see what exactly that is gonna be about. He's actually lost 2 units in total, but I guess one of which was his scout, right? Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I can imagine that these games on this map will be very interesting because the middle section is still so important. It gives it this Oasis vibe, but it plays definitely differently here. Way, way differently. Especially once it's time for mid-game. Wow, stone walls even. And Risky is just understanding the very situation that he's in, meaning that he cannot just simply go in through here. And that's actually the correct choice by Golden End, not just relying on his palisades, because an Ethiopian's player will not struggle too much against palisades. That's going to be an easy task for him. Kamigawa just needs to hurry up, and the situation would be clear for now. I'm saying Kamigawa all the time. It's actually Golden End, I'm sorry. For Kamigawa, he's actually in the middle. I was confused there. Because of the colors, actually. Yeah, that's true. Why did they switch the colors? Because of the positions, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Getting used to these new rules. It's fantastic. New age of Age of Empires, my friends. Get used to that. Well, yeah. Is he gonna fast him? That's the main question. If you look at his resources, I would be surprised if he's gonna make it like that. So what? Minute 22, 23, somewhere there? No. We are gonna see then. Yeah, it might be that we need to push back the second series a tiny bit. I mean, I could of course increase the game speed a tiny bit as well, but that's awkward. I would not just do this without any further instructions, so we'll just continue like this. We'll just continue like that. Yeah, so the Kongs are through, and they will now claim the map in the middle. And together with that one, Cloud is also there. Hun's Knights, beautiful. Without any upgrades, that is absolutely fantastic. So what is Ganji doing? That is indeed actually going for a fast imp, isn't it? Look at the food count that he has and the gold count. It could be very well what I said with the approximate time. No. I don't understand what he did here. Nope, I have no idea what that is going to be about, but I know as a fact that Cloud is in, and he is about to raid a tiny bit with a single innocent looking knight. They're actually going to create more damage very soon. Unless, of course, Kamigawa is going to, seal this one up somehow. So, the middle section, my friends. How bad is it? How good is it for which player? But I do like me some map control with castles and TCs. On the other side, from RR, we just see this shy castle of Kamigawa. For the sake of pumping out the Conquistadors. With that one, of course, if he is successful, he could raid woodlands of the opponents, right? As they are mostly just dealing with the woodlands on the inner border of the map. Right. You also hear the sounds of camels. Might be a change of plans. I don't know. It's awkward, but still, as long as Ganji's doing it, there's nothing we can complain about. And he's correctly dealing with clouds. That is, of course, good for ROR for now. And what's actually happening over here? These crossbows? Nah, it's just still not doing too much. Still not doing too much. It's also surprising to me that Risky Dice is actually in here. That will not be the biggest threat on Earth. Beautiful. 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 But also beautiful this one over here. As you can see, the Dream now forced to actually secure the area for Risky. Very tough, but not lethal. And we even see some monks by Golden End. He has the Aztecs after all, right? So far, no, not a single upgrade on them, though. Not a single upgrade. So he needs to be very careful. Just to walk around like that is, you know, slightly risky, if you ask me, but say. I mean, it couldn't be riskier than this map here, right? In the middle. There's legit nothing they can do. But probably he just gambles with the fact that he's going to be encountering with a low number of units and ideally going to convert most of it and then deal with the rest. Now these rocks are just beautiful, I know. Luckily it's only buildings that take extra damage on that terrain, not units, exactly. Yeah, so just to simply put, a castle here on this terrain is very, very dangerous, for your information. There we go. Also conversions happening on the other side. It's a best of 5. It's a best of 5. We're not done yet. What's the last tournament we saw this terrain used? I guess not ECL, right? I guess in ECL they took care of it. Probably Kanye to West did that. I guess they're not utilizing this. So I don't know. But it is a nice map. And it might be very relevant with this terrain. At least for the actions taking place in this game. We'll see. Kamigawa finally going for Bloodlines. Very slow progression here in this game, to say the least. Now the castle here, that is now the first very dangerous castle here. In case we reach a PLH, trapping this one, it's gonna happen faster than expected. Just for your information, to keep that in mind. And very soon, Ganji with Husbandry. With that one, he's going to be able to chase a lot. Therefore, Bad Dream needs to be very careful. And it seems as if ROR is ready for the first major engagement. Where are they? Ganji is actually doing some interesting maneuver. He tries to catch his opponents off guard. I like this. I like this a lot. To be very careful though. These monks need to be faster now. Still not a single upgrade, by the way, from Kamigawa. These are just regular monks in that concern. Wow, Dream not reacting adequately. Ooh. Okay. Wait a sec, was that a fail? Did he just convert a single unit with the whole group? Is that the reason why it went out that way? That was not ideal, I think. Saved by Dream there for sure. But still, it's 3 opponents at the same time for the Dream currently. And also Cloud needs to fear for his life. And a forward castle by Kamigawa. Ooh, even more successful. Even more successful. As he's been able to actually push Cloud off. No sign of counter towers or anything like that. We used to see this in all games now. Ooh, it's actually Kamigawa now retreating. Beautiful. Beautiful. By the way, welcome to everyone here. I see Misha Apps is there as well. What's up, my man? Welcome, welcome. Also to the others. Hope you're gonna have a nice evening here on this channel, as we're gonna have 2 entire series. This one's the first one. Later on, also another set, another best of 5. Casted by yours truly. And yeah, the reveal of I mean, we're gonna end the raffle today. I legit forgot one again. I guess in 1 hour or so. But we'll see. I'll wait for further instruction as said. But hey, it's good for Alliance that they've been able to actually able to keep ROR away from dropping a forward castle to create a momentum. And if we look at the facts, what Golden End did here is not entirely understandable if you ask me. For the love of God, can someone tell me what exactly happened here? Did I miss out everything but the idea? What he's doing, going for full Mong. It's actually a strange version of a smush, but not, you know. Yeah, we have a fast proxy issue over here. The game is over, bye-bye. Because if you look at Golden End's villager count, that is actually, you know, makes me think if I missed a gigantic raid. There was a raid here in the beginning with those wood lines, but So guys, we have a restore situation, so we'll continue ASAP. I just need to go back here for a second and then just start the new game. Just start the new game. I'm also happy that this scoreboard thing doesn't do anything screwed up. And it's starting. There we go. All right, we're back on track. I'm just gonna increase the game just a tiny bit, like this. Oh, beautiful DM version. Whoa, this is a bit too fast if you ask me, but nice that I don't have too many options to actually. Well, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so the main action is actually happening on the right hand side. It is Golden End preparing himself with a decent set of monks. And now he has some upgrades. Look at this, more HP. I assume he has 2 upgrades now. Sanctity and something else. Yes, remember that patrol fine when you restore, right? Those are questions, man. Those are beautiful questions. Exactly, man. All he has to do now is to learn how to utilize them. So let's check out how he's gonna do it. Also, left hand side, the trebbing, FYI, has been successful. And it's gonna be a nice one to trap things down. Let's also keep a track on these trebuchets. That might be very interesting to witness how much damage they deal to a castle. 3 trebuchets. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, dude. can't even heal it. Not repair it. I'm sorry. Oh my god, man. Damn. Okay. Okay. That was brutal. Um, why would you have any castles then, right? I mean, you have no other choice. You need castles, but they're so super fragile. So super fragile. They just melt. Melt like butter. I mean, there might be even a chance that this castle's not even gonna go up. I just don't want to lose track. Oh yeah, I just don't want to lose track on these monks here. This castle is gone, by the way, before it was even properly up. It's very easy to trap. Very easy. Correct maneuver of golden and to disengage, because these ARPs would be the definitive death of these monks. It looks very grim for ROR now because they are being pushed. They're losing their castles. And now finally, the MVPs are gonna come to the pitch and show what they're made of. Ideally. Speaking of these Aztec monks. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright. That's some micro. That's some monk micro. Trying to convert as much as possible. Thank God that this... Oh my god, man. Oh. He probably lost half of his army, unfortunately. Still has some. 8. But this is brutal. This is brutal. This was an expensive loss here, and it's not gonna be better, is it? I love it how he's just treating those trebuchets as if they were werewolf trebuchets, but at least they're Huns trebuchets, so they also have a lot of accuracy, and there we go, GG. Wow. Strong game, strong game. By Alliance. That was very, very good. I have not understood what Gold End did in this game. But not only that, but also how... I don't want to call it passive, but definitely Alliance was more motivated to go forward. The beginning was definitely more convincing, and they just kept on performing in that way. Maybe both teams did that. So yeah. Oh, okay. 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 So yeah, might be after this game, because this is now Oasis. This is now Oasis. The last game I saw on Oasis was in Manchester. I was there live with my fiance. And it was 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Once we're done with that, MBL came to us and he said, "Demeyes, I'm really disappointed. Why did your fiance fall asleep during the game?" And I was saying, "Dude, I'm sorry, but how are you even able to focus on this detail while you're actually performing yourself, motherfucker?" I love it. It was awesome. And yeah, with Oasis, there is the specialty that the wood is like 30% smaller. For you to know. Yeah, so yeah. Check out the wood count and then see yourself. Keep in mind, we don't have Spanish here in this game. And we'll start with the civilizations. Spanish, we've seen them before. And we'll start with... This time I want to start with Alliance. And we'll start with Whiskey Dice here, top left-hand side with the Celts as the flank. The real deep pocket, the Indians player, Cloud. And then on the right-hand side we got Berk with the Chinese. Interesting. The other side, we have the flank Ganji with the blue color. Mongols. Then pocket is going to be Golden End, Persians. And then we have Kamigawa with the Ethiopians. Didn't someone say CA has built in warm versus cold colors feature? Why isn't that used? I don't know. Why is that even important? Why? It's colors, my friends. For real, why? Why is that even important? Okay, so on the left hand side, if there was some feudal aggression or some early game aggression in order to harass each other, you would have Ethiopians versus Celts. On the other side, we would have Mongols versus Chinese. So, is there anything about that? Well, as I said, it's not as relevant because most likely they will just wall up anyway. And expect this. And I'm proud of everyone to have not lost their horse yet. Good. I think Badrim can win against Dowd. Well, Badrim is a 2k3 player after all. 2k2 to 2k3. I think... I don't know if Cyclops is still active again. But I believe that there's not too many people stronger than him. Kasva is an Arabia player. And Badrim is certainly more versatile than that. At least from what I've witnessed so far. And also, I've played Bad Dream back in the days on HD. That was also very interesting, I'm telling you. A lot of scouts over here, back and forth. Whiskey is about to lose his. Kamigawa is disengaging because he's close by to the opponent. So quite some harassment, I would say, right? Both teams try to harass each other, maybe even attempting to steal a boars or lame something. Look at Goldinho here. What is he doing stealing those 3 sheep? Toxic. I love it. Toxic chat, also beautiful. The moments I'm proud of that Wubi official doesn't have an implemented chat screen over here. If you guys knew on YouTube what these dudes I talk about, specifically Terra and GPN, I mean Nomad. I'm sorry. Okay, people are on the way to the next stage. And it's actually Gunji, Golden End. What is actually Gold End up to then with that one? Probably, I mean, most likely Scouts. Definitely Scouts then with that kind of behavior. 21 pop actually. And the same also by... Wait a second. Which direction does it want to go? It wants to go with Ganji. Ganji is quite late if you ask me then, as Mongols. Taking his time. Probably on purpose though. He doesn't want to destroy his economy like that. So he will just try his best for that one. He should maybe utilize his scout forward. He cannot really come too close because Barrack's scout is just simply full HP. Even additional sheep over here that he could claim. And he's doing a great job if you ask me. It might be that their plans will not work as expected unless Golden End goes to the left hand side. For Ganji, I don't really know if his plan is going to work. I don't think so. But oh, okay, I was gonna say, if he wants to go for scouts, if he went to scouts, he definitely needs to add an archer range, I was about to say, because of these palisades. But he wants to go for palisades right away. Also the reason why he waited for that long. Okay. Together with Gold End. So they want to dig a hole here and then go in through with their scouts. Okay. What on earth is this? What on earth is this, Kamigawa? Really? Really? Rush Fast Castle or what? Yeah, pretty much. What is this in return though? What is this in return? I'm asking myself. Mad Arms on Oasis. This is crazy. Okay. So better prepare yourself because I smell towers. I smell towers. Where are the archers at? There we go. Where's Fletching at? Well, that's gonna take some time, I strongly assume. And there's the first tower. That's actually the first tower we see in this entire series. I'm proud of these teams. Oh, it avoids green versus teal, for instance. Ah, okay. Oh well. Is that a beautiful tower? Here it is, man. Toxic. Yeah. I like the defense of Kamigawa. Just dealing with it quite adequately, if you ask me. Situation over here getting quite difficult. Bad Dream is forced into a defensive tower. So that's already some positive work by RR. That's some positive work. But yeah, Kamigawa still hasn't solved the issue. He's trying to secure this tower as if it's the most valuable on Earth. He's not denying the gold. He's maybe denying 2 or 3 farms. And that is all that this tower does. In my opinion, it is not the very best. Ooh, that one also doesn't do too much. But yeah, he doesn't have any choice anymore. I mean, I'm actually about, to cry over here because of happiness. The chat is actually defending the fact that these colors are difficult to, distinguish. Because on my chat, on my channel, people are complaining that I go for radical distinguishments such as red versus blue, and then they say, oh my god, this is so ugly. I love you guys. Alright, they're in now, as you can see. The towers haven't done as much. Oh, wait a second. Oh my god, really? Okay, they're through. They're through. Cloud needs to prepare himself because I don't think that with 3 towers, Badream is going to be the next destination to harass, but more Cloud. And once the pocket player is harassed and forced into towers, things are gonna get messed up. ROR doing really good work. Need to do more. That's heavy investment here on both sides. A lot of scouts, they need to kill vills as well. Force some stone being used, kill the vills, make it worth it to have gone for that many units. So far, just idle time and stone investment. More needs to happen, even more than that. On the other side, Cloud is doing similar things, but it seems that Golden Ant, with correct anticipation, has placed a spearman over here, keeping this set of vills somewhat safe, even though these are 5 scouts. I am just saying, another spearman would be well appreciated if you ask me. None of them are in the making. Okay. But forcing towers doesn't let you 3TC boom in the cast. Exactly. That is very huge. That is very huge. So the impact later on is significant. Now though, I'm just saying, these scouts want to see blood. They want to see blood. And they see it. And they see it. Satisfaction. How satisfying is actually the trash here of Risky Dice? You might ask yourself. I'm sorry, but I just lost it there for a second because, yeah. I couldn't even believe that I'm, even talking about these things like that. Without going insane. But in my opinion, Kamigawa is still doing quite fine here. Especially with that mill. His farm economy is totally acceptable. Could be way worse. So not many bad things are happening. Everything is kind of stable if you ask me. On the other side though, I feel that, this is the correct way to go. Make use. I also find it very impressive how these archers are still alive. Very important if you ask me. And there we go. Ganji going for some very important kills. Nice one for him. Oh yeah, he's doing a lot of damage now, together with Golden. This might be a quicker game. Risky Dice is about to lose it. He has already invested. He has had 4 offensive wills not contributing towards the economy of the Kells player. And now, on top of this one, he's losing villagers. Oh my god, man. Wonderful work. Because Golden Ant already has bloodlines. He's even tankier. He can withstand the arrow fire and actually deal a lot of damage. Which has been done. 33 wills for Risky Dice plus wheelbarrow. And the others, on average? Well, Cloud, for instance, has the same, but he's already nearly in Castle Age as a comparison. And the others, Kamigawa, for instance, 41 wills, okay, without wheelbarrow, but still. You get it. Wills have been lost. Blood has been shed. It is a best of 5, my friends. It's a best of 5. And we will most likely announce the raffle winner after this game, no matter what the outcome is. This is match point game for Alliance, for your information, but it doesn't seem as if Alliance is just gonna win it like that. Because RR, they are fighting. They're delivering a very honorable fight here. And they're just not letting go. They're just not letting it go. So, what's next? I'm just saying this is dangerous here by Gunji. Not so dangerous anymore. Camels, Mangonel. Alliance is well aware of what is happening here. These camels have +1, and that translates into +2 because of the Indians bonus. They get additional Pierce armor. Oof. Okay, okay. Oh, Gluttony is even there. Habibi Gluttony. Very nice. Great to see all of you. Keep in mind this is the first series. We have a second one after this one immediately. Let's see how things are gonna go. Both Kamigawa and Risky Dice not in Castle Edge yet. The rest is there already. What is the game plan? Well, for Golden Ant, obviously with the Persians, he needs to make use of his beloved knights. Extra damage against archers is very useful, especially against someone who would maybe make use of that, but Bad Dream having the Chinese, he can go for anything that he has access to. They're known for their flexibility and their deadly compositions. If they're given the time, of course. Be quite slow in that concern. Once they get going, can be really tough to deal with. Left hand side, it's still interesting how things are developing, but it seems that Kamigawa did so well that he's up first, and he's going to be able to place very important TCs and launch the boom with Ethiopians. Of course, that's going to be quite nice, very effective. Celts are also not too bad at that, right? So, but we'll see because Kamigawa has his army prepared. Siege Workshop, Crossbowman, in theory he could go for it, and of course, Pikeman. Very nice. Neat bonus. DemEyes, your voice is perfect ASMR, perfect for a night stream. Thanks, man. I hear that interestingly so much lately. I don't even know how to feel about it, but I take it as a compliment. Thank you. Mucho appreciated. I blame it on the microphone. When will VIK match be shown? Tonight? No, not tonight. No. Right? No, wait, yes? Berserk? No, they are Berserkers, right? Yeah. Okay, tonight. It always confuses me. Ooh, this is also not too ideal, is it? Your voice is like butter. Thank you. Yeah, it seems very grim here. If you look at the situation for Cloud, for instance, you know, casually dealing with knights and crossbowmen. Nice shot, but not the game solver, not the ultimate end to the very situation. In Belarus it's 11 p.m, in Germany it's 10 p.m. So yeah, time is a problem for all of us. And you know, you should ask Kiris about me streaming on Woobly late. Back in the days, man, when we did Nomad Battlegrounds. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Yeah, let's speed it up though one tiny bit. Because this Oasis, my friends, this will take a lot of time otherwise. That stream was, yeah, I will never forget that stream. That was one of the best streams I've ever had. Really funny. Yeah, it wasn't that late. 5 a.m., 6 a.m. or so for me. Oh man. Good times, good times. Making me nostalgic here. Yeah, and that birthday stream was the very best though. Sad. Never tell anyone I erased the VOD immediately after. Oh yeah, my friends. Oh yeah. I'm just wondering if they will be able to make it here. If you look at the facts, if you look at Golden Ant, he's just booming like there's no tomorrow in every game. And he does it perfectly. And if you look at Risky Dice, I mean, Golden Ant has double the amount of villagers in comparison to Dice. Um, Cloud has 70 vills, Bedream as the flank, official flank has 88 vills. Things are changing. It's getting really awkward here for Alliance by the minute. So yeah. Oh wait, there's Dushek? Oh, he's in the chat. Nice. Welcome, my friends. Good to see you. It's really nice. Let's check. I like how Risky Dice is just able to protect himself, but realistically speaking, he's just gonna get a lot of troubles here. As Golden and also going in with camels. Mm. Well, guys, I'm just analyzing the situation, and according to my calculations, Chukunus vs Mangodai. I don't know, man. I don't know. I love Chukunus, but at some point, flexibility, dynamics will be tough to cope with. But if Bedream just forces close combat over here by having his traps out first, and let me tell you that in the making, that is going to be healthy for him in this matchup because he's going to be able to get all the focus and his opponent needs to deal with that. But then again, we're talking about Mangodai, who are known to snipe Siege very nicely. Not to, you know, underestimate the pressure over here, because if you look at that, heavy camels, you know. Yeah. Yeah, if he gets them up first and makes them work first, he needs to also protect them, because there will be a couple of Mangodais that will be going out. Just 5, and what does he have on them? Okay, not even bloodlines. Just botkin. Well. And the left hand side is just, you know, free for all, everyone can just go through. Just don't mind the yellow player, it seems. Risky Dice just fully ignored here. And Cloud trying to save the day. He has numbers, but Goldman has the text, but the numbers are winning here. Whoa. Okay. Unexpected. Unexpected item in the begging area. Yep. Something I wish not to hear, because that might lead to very awkward situations. But here we are. Those are too few Lichukunus. As long as they're close to the castle, it can work. Golden End has +4. Now he's legit just building the castles. Will be tough. Very tough. Because it seems that Risky Dice, 0 military, that is not gonna work like that. That's not gonna work just in that kind of fashion. Love how Pack is actually able to stomp those castles, but he will be up against way more very soon. Cavaliers, potentially, nah, just Cavaliers and Trebuchets. So that is very successful because we don't see any sign of Mango Dice here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Heavy Camels fully upgraded. I love it. 5 pierce armor in total. Not that it's gonna matter that much, but that was a very good snipe here of Golden End. In my opinion, even necessary. But he also paid a very expensive price. These camels can come close to castles. They don't take that much damage for now, and very soon they will turn into Imperial camels. In my opinion, a bit too early to engage if you ask me. But they're still doing the job, man, and they're going through. They're going through. If Risky Dice doesn't die, you know, and he is making sure that his team will be safe, it might be that Ganji will be stomped before that. But then again, Ganji is more in the game, more part of the game than Chart is. As you can see, it is 145 versus 80 just. Eh. Yeah, he can defend with Onager, indeed. But does he have the economy to actually tech into that? Because what is his economy looking like? He has 80, wait, where are they working? I mean, he has a lot of woods over here. And he just needs Onager. Nothing more. Ooh, Cloud, man, doing a lot of work on both sides. And he's going inside again. Oh, that's a lot of friendly fire potentially. Oh my god, man. Okay, I wouldn't have thought so, but yeah, those were good Onager connections here. Very nice, very nice. And I love the fact that Barrack is so trustworthy in situations like this. He's just saying, give me just a couple of Imperial guns. I'm gonna do the rest. I'm gonna do the rest. I will stay alive. I will not disappoint. And he's doing it once again. Ganji not able to hold the ground. Just with the help of Golden End. But that help might be needed very much on the left hand side. But of course the Cavaliers cannot just simply go there. You need camels yourself. We see just a single camel there, but very, very problematic. What about the trade though? Once again, it is actually RR initiating it first. It's not a significant difference, but the markets are significantly different. As you can see. On the right hand side, not too much by Dream. Bad Dream. Taking his time as he's fully focused in this fight. I cannot blame him, to be honest. And once again, they're gonna go in. What is the next plan though? More trebuchets actually are needed, if you ask me, or definitely more rams. Because these castles also need to go down, right? Right. Nice. 62 Chukunus. This might be lethal. Yeah, no pattern, because also no resources, as on the left hand side there's an investment into camels to fight off whatever's presented over here. On the right hand side it seems to be that the Cavaliers might be utilized, but even they become totally obsolete. Even if they were paladins, not like this. Because now it's getting very tough for ROR. Keep in mind this is match point game. They still have, I mean, Alliance as match point game, and they still have score lead. RR is the score lead, but at some point that might even change. So the Petard over here about to go crazy. There we go, and it might be that they will now going through. Gas is going up just at the right time. The rate will not be deadly yet. On the right hand side though, my god. My god. What is gonna happen, guys? Very tight score lead. More and more castles going down. Ganji. There we go. Once again, the oranges are doing what is very much needed. But is Kamigawa's unit composition that special, that adequate? Of course, these arbors are very strong, but out against some Celts oranges, and against a castle, a freaking castle, and on the right hand side, this lethal force. I am not entirely sure how long they will be able to survive this. Thankfully, of course, they have a lot of space on this map, and as you can see, we see some Mongols building a wall, ironically, against the Chinese, but fair enough, I guess. They are still in the game. They're just losing some territory. Alliance can win this, Bugum says. I definitely agree. There's a lot of chance. I mean, for both sides. But yeah, there we go. They're now leading here. It's just the question how well they will be able to deal with this on the left-hand side, because Kamigawa is still pushing. Still pushing. And the BBCs might become problematic. And yeah, Ganji has now officially lost everything. But he's saving a lot once in this wall, man. At this point, I can imagine Zuppi with a smile on his face, remembering a very certain game in his mind. But at least we don't see any cutting or anything like that. Oh, Liam is even there. Nice, nice. Very nice, my friends. And it just doesn't end, does it? For real. I love it how Chart is just constantly trying to push back, but he's now up against Eve. What did I see correctly, man? Oh, Shotel Warriors, man. I love it. In team games, very, very valuable, if you ask me. 1v1's a rare sight. Very effective, potentially, in certain situations, but in team games, oh, so nice. Once they're in, you have a problem. Once they're in, you have a problem. What about the force on the right hand side? Very tough. Now that's because Chart also didn't have any proper economy for a long time. Still doesn't have it if you ask me, but now this is gonna get really bad, because what is actually needed is a 3rd, 5th, 10th layer of wall to protect this. Just like Ganji did it. I mean, look at this. This will take so much time until they're through. I mean, of course, there's a lot of siege ramps, but hey. ROR is pushing as well. And it seems that Alliance is losing control here. Look at the trade. Look at the trade. It's going to start very soon. Therefore, Cloud needs to focus there as well. It's probably just only Barrack who needs to now force his way through. Very dangerous though, up against some oranges of Ganji. And we've seen what the oranges can do behind some walls. If you don't pay attention, you might lose a lot of your very precious Chugunus. But it's not working entirely for Ganji. It's just buying a bit more time. Bit more time. And what about this one here on the left hand side? Oh, influenza. I'm not entirely sure what to say about this. With the help of Cloud, actually everything seems to be somewhat under control, but I don't trust this. Because Golden Ant also has a nice idea here, constantly just trying to squeeze in with a couple of mounted units and maybe chase off the trade cards and apply pressure on the trade route. And Ganji just, you know, buys more time. Which Chart should have done as well, but it's not happening. Chart's sitting on 28 villages. He's practically out of the game. I haven't heard that nickname. I love it though. I love it. Thanks for the compliments, my friends. Really appreciate it. It's nice to be... I'm not back or so on Ruby, but it's nice to be here, back again, you know, where things might have started. And it's nice to see the old faces as well as new faces. And also, most importantly, this game is actually really nice here, right? It's quite tight, and it seems that RR will most likely take it over here, but score says no, and the trade route is still somewhat safe, Castle will be taken down though at some point very soon. And yeah, exactly, it's 2 versus 3. It's 2 versus 3 here because Chart is not around. Not around at all. Therefore, things getting a bit out of hand. And yeah, it's just Ganji actually functioning as an MVP if you want to look at it like that, because he is saving so much, so much. Oh my god, the camps are gonna go in. And they actually now must start the orders and go here, immediately here, and start raiding, because the same situation is gonna happen here in a few seconds. The set of Cavaliers by Golden and about to go in and then cause some havoc. Who's gonna be first? I don't think of camels as raiding units. Still, Imperial camels are strong, so they can do the work needed. They can do the work needed. That is most certain, especially with those numbers paired with the Chukunus. It might be possible, as Ganji is now losing the control himself. There we go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Something must happen. Something must happen. There we go. There we go. The trade. The trade. And it seems more lethal than over here, right? The remaining Cavaliers of Golden Ant being cleaned up by the remaining Halberdiers of Risky Dice. Chart sitting on 66 builds all of a sudden. He is rebooming, my friends. If we want to call it like this, it is actually happening. Wow, and is even getting paid some resources as... Yo, God, man. This is teamwork. This is teamwork. But how's this gonna go? Because there's a lot of skirmishes and they will deal with the Chukunus. They have dealt with the Chukunus even. And I believe that this gap has been closed. So it was just a temporary moment of happiness for Alliance. But I think that as long as this one is open here, and this one is going to remain an open spot for a long time because Kamigawa was all over the place until here, it is going to be the same. Alliance very fragile on their trade route and potentially not able to harass their opponents soon enough. We'll check it out. For everyone who's new now, as we have multiple broadcast announcers, we are gonna have a raffle after this game, after this specific game. We're gonna choose who's gonna get his or her first Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition key for Steam. For that one, you need to type in !raffle, and if you are really eager to win it, I recommend you to sub, because subs have double the chance to actually win it. Double the chance for subs in order to win in the raffle. Type in !raffle. For that one, you need to be a follower as well, otherwise it doesn't work. Let's make it happen. Luca saying, look at that throw. Luca also from ROR commenting on the deeds of his teammates, and it seems more successful, doesn't it? ROR now with the chance to actually win it, because Kamigawa does something really correct here, which is just fill in the gap with buildings. You know, it's always good to have the military output. It's always good to invest the wood in that way, especially when wood prices. Ooh, they're actually not that... Ooh, someone is drilling with the wood over here. But you get my point. Just fill in the gap, the territory, just occupy it. And let's go. Let's go. It seems very, very difficult. It seems that Alliance is not going to be able to play out their match point that they currently have, as this castle is about to go down. Once that happens, the trade is gone. I mean, considering the fact that Chart was sitting on 20 vills a few minutes ago, it's actually, you know, going well, but not well enough. Not well enough, because ROR is now about to be able to seal the deal. Ooh, nice shot, man. That was a nice shot for Reddit. I'm sure people over there appreciate such things. And yeah, I love how they sling each other just to be able to, you know, survive. But at this point, we must think of the fact that we have the Mongol version of the Chinese wall on the right hand side against the Chinese, and on the left hand side we have a constant flood of units. And considering all of these aspects, I fail to find a solution for Alliance to actually make something here out of this very, very grim situation that they're in. Very, very tough. In my opinion, even actually impossible to do something. I would be surprised now if something else is going to happen, but all the trade cards are going down. And they're just dealing with the issues, you know, step by step. They do it correctly, but realistically speaking, they will be up against so much here, until they reach this juicy part. Or here, where you have this one, this structure. It's just going to be impossible like that. Paladin and Arbalest now, they have some scary composition up there, yeah? Yeah. Potentially. Potentially. Wow, was that a friendly fire over here? Yeah, he just killed 20 ARPs of Kamigo, didn't he? Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ah, guys. I love it how they're just consistently pushing out with those trade cards. I mean, look at the trade card situation though. It's 150 versus 99. Yeah. Bomber tower is not allowed. Well. Think about it for a while. Ooh. Think about it. So, I love the fact how Back is actually able to hold the ground there. He's just replacing an entire castle like that, but you know, he needs to micro some SO shots in the meantime. In a 3v3, I trust that this might be hard to micro. And once that happens, you know, at some point you will not have the resources anymore and not the output rate anymore to actually fight this one off. I love the efforts, for real. It is a very, very honorable situation in which both parties are trying their best. But at some point, realistically speaking, they must either replace the markets more to the middle, or they just have to call it over here. Yeah. It's looking very grim for a longer period of time. Thus, I strongly assume that they will at some point need to call it. Something we might see happening in a few seconds. I don't think that this is going to continue for too long anymore. The markets are now being replaced. They choose to place it where exactly? Over here? But no walls inside. No walls. Nowhere to protect it. So at some point, they will just, you know, have one more successful run of trade cards, if at all. And that's going to be it. Kamigawa even going for Elite Hotels and Royal Airs. I love it. I love it. Yeah, they're trading through the wire, pretty much. Don't mind me, man. I'm just, you know. Why is it flaring here? You want to get the shorefish? Yeah, exactly. With the stone situation over here, he did try to go for Mangudai. He had 5 castles up at some point, right? But he, in the end, decided to save the team by going for some impressive architecture over here, resulting more or less causally in a GG situation, meaning that ROR is able to defend the match point situation coming from Alliance, equalizing the score, and we will have a last game in this series. And after that one, we're going to even go for a new series, a new best of 5 subsequent. Alright, my friends, what is happening? This is DemEyesRed. We are on Voobly Official, and this is the last game of the first series. ROR, aka Rulers of Rome, vs Alliance, aka Alliance. And we'll start with Chart again here in the north. He has the Malay, and he is the flank of his team. The pocket of which is, I was about to say Kamigawa, but that's actually a bad dream here. Doesn't make sense, does it? With the Persians, and then the other flank is out with the Mongols. On the other side, Gunji with the Japanese as the flank. The pocket of that team is Golden End with the Huns. And then also we'll have Kamigawa with the Portuguese. So this map is crisscross. That is not the rapper who wore his clothes the other way around. Also his pants. I was always wondering about the shoes. But nope, this is the map. And what that means is we'll have a cross. Do you remember Age of Empires? Do you know that game? Well, there is a map that is called Cross, which is a Arabia version with water in the corners, which completely changes the game, the dynamics and so on. But here in this case, we have even more than that. We have, yeah, basically we have multiple ponds. We even have a huge one in the middle. So much water, crazy hybrid over here. Claiming your own pawns is important, and in this case you have to see and understand together with me, my friends, hand in hand, that each team actually has 3 safe pawns if everything goes correctly, right, and then there's also another big pawn to fight over on the left and on the right, and then the mega pawn in the middle. And we have a lot of deep sea fish here and there. So I'm not so entirely sure how much they will focus on water. I mean, of course they will focus a lot on the water. I just wonder if they will be satisfied if they just have the pawns over here, or at some point they will just go over here as well. Do keep in mind that, of course, this is maybe not the broadest area. I'm just saying it might be important to control either this part or that part. And there's a certain someone called Ganji, and he thinks that, well, making use of this mid pawn could be very useful. So we'll see about this one, my dear friends. You can imagine crisscross as 4 cross maps tied together. Yeah, basically, if you just, rotate it a couple of times, you have this as a result, and then also mirror it at the middle section on the right and the left, and then you get this one over here. And yeah, there you go, man. That's crisscross for you. So on the left hand side, we will have Chart vs Kamigawa. That is going to be Malay versus Portuguese, and Chart actually lost the Ville. And that one was actually killed by a scout. Are you kidding me? Or was it? That was a boy. That was a boy, my friends. Sucks. That is bad. That is sad. That is really unfortunate. But okay. So, Malay, Portuguese. I do love me some Portuguese, my friends. They're really, really cool on water and also nice on land. They just simply trade better with gold units. That's just a fact. And later on with organ guns, that might be funny and also at the same time really effective. We'll see about this one. On the right hand side, we first of all have a Will snipe here. Nice one, nice one. Ganji is going for it. Quite successfully if you ask me, and now retreating. That barracks is therefore going to be slightly not denied but delayed, and we have the Morgans player being on that very situation, and he is actually on the way to the next stage with officially 21. No, it's actually not 21 pop. I'm taking it back. It's actually 18 Vil, so 19 pop without anything else. But we also have the water, so there you go. It's still going to be very, very early, and that should have been a scout rush. It's potentially he's now going to switch the plans, or maybe add some more details to that one, specifically some more aggression or less aggression. Map symmetrically in 4 directions if you just rotate it. Yeah, I mean, it's not my subject, man. I'm an academic, but not in mathematics. The last time I had mathematics was during my logics class. That was during my bachelor's, man. Last time. My god. Stupid physicians. I should not say this too loud though, because otherwise I'm gonna get messed up here by my fiance, who is a mechanical engineer, so I should maybe not say this. Okay. Let's go though. Let's go. A lot of gold as an income for Ganji. Can I unenter the raffle? I just wanted the... Oh my god. I don't know about this. Do keep in mind, guys, if you type in ! raffle, you will be chosen for the Boobly Platinum membership, 3 months. This is also quite nice. Very nice if you ask me. Rep this scout, by the way. And also keep in mind that subs get double the chances. Okay? Okay. Awesome. Wow. The chat is very responsive, man. Love it. I love it. And the walls are up. Gives you a false sense of safety, if you ask me, because, well, there's a bit of water. You don't need to float over it, but, you know, you can simply, you know, utilize your navy and then boom. We'll see about this one. So, I did find this whole thingy from Cloud a bit strange, if you ask me. And in the end, he backed off himself anyway, knowing that there's just going to be so many palisades, he cannot do anything against this. So he did not overinvest. Oh, he's investing now though. Oh my god, man, oh my god, look at this. I just realized for a second I thought, he just has 2 scouts, but wait a second. Oh, and there you go, man. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. I love it. So beautifully done. And yeah, completely unexpected. And Ganji, come on, bro, not like this. He must engage now as he's stuck in there. But okay, that was important, necessary. And what's gonna happen now? A lot of idle time. Some drush dynamics over here. Back and forth, killing, back and forth, killing. Very bad start for Ganji. Oh my god, man. Wow. Oh. Let me tell you, he doesn't play like this normally. In the games that I've played with him, nah, he plays like a champ. But that's also because of the skill gap between me and him, but... very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. It starts off really bad for him. And his team, of course, therefore. I'm not even gonna read out whatever has been said there. I'm just gonna leave it there and enjoy it. I love it. So yeah, the water situation, to be very precise, it seems that Kamigawa is losing control, left hand side. And on the right hand side, well, it's still not very much decided, but it seems that Cloud is very eager to actually do something about it. Right. I am still surprised that, you know, Cloud is still up there. It feels as if he has bloodlines, but nope. That is not true. No worries, man, no worries. Anytime. You know. Just give and take. The sense of safety I want to convey. Has Cloud fallen behind? Not in Vils, but definitely on fishing boats. Fishing ships. That is for sure. Because that count over here also includes the fishing ships. Over here you can see it separately. Kamigawa, for instance, has 0. Because his pawns has been taken away entirely. He has not been able to deal with the melee. Potentially they've been just too fast. Steamrolled then. And despite having the nicely trading Portuguese, was not a good fight overall. Exactly, guys. Just trust me, man. I know all the answers. All the answers to your questions. All of them. For real. All of them. Oh, you don't even need to ask a new question. I got covered, man. Everything. Okay, what's happening on the main pawn, by the way? Because I just saw Ganji, and I simply only see Ganji and chart. Very interesting. Oh, whether it's so big, I have no idea. There were hidden pick, but exactly there's no repeat thing exactly. Otherwise, we would have seen Spanish a second time after the Grand Bra. We would have seen him as well on Beloved Oasis. But yeah, I do love me some free pick, hidden free pick, because it saves up so much time, so much time. So how are things going? Ganji has too much on gold? Nah, it's fine, it's fine. Not for real. It's a strange situation, but he also, didn't shift his uh, economy according to the events happening on the pond. No investments onto water, and also just single archery range. And he's still, yeah, it's because he's just constantly producing villagers, and he doesn't reassign the flag. I mean, that's easier said than done in a situation where you're in a tournament in a 3v3 and up against some quite well skilled people. Well, my friends, it's tough. It's tough. But for now, it's not really evident who's gonna win it just like that. We just know as a fact that Alliance has the better economical situation. They've won both pawns, that is huge. And the mid pawn is not decided yet concerning the ownership, but I have a bad feeling here when it comes to the position of RR. We'll see though. It's so nice to see that the Nomad gang is in the chat as well. Very toxic. Camera? Which camera? Which camera? What kind of camera are you talking about? Hmm. Well, I'm just asking myself what Kamigawa really expects from this kind of fight. He's in there, he's trying to go for this kind of... I don't want to call it a raid, but he's in there and he's losing his army. So, yeah. Also not going anywhere, is it? It's investments for not the best outcome, right? At least for now. And it seems very, very bad for RR so far. But I like to see that Ganji is finally actually able to deal with this, what Cloud did here. Even though I have a strong feeling that, yeah, pretty much. This whole architecture is a story. First he goes for scouts, then he decides to place more houses, for the sake of having more population. Then he thinks ahead about the future, goes for foraging even interestingly, and now adds the dock to create a mess inside of an alleged safe pond of the opponents. And yeah, about this slinging thing, it is only possible in Imperial Age. If you do it before that, you can technically do it, but it doesn't go anywhere, as in you just burn resources. Yeah, and there's a reason for that much army. There's a reason for Lightcraft. There was a reason for forging and even chainboarding, because these scouts, eager to do the work, they're in there, my friends. They're doing a lot. Bloodthirsty as they are. Still not stopping. Quite intense if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, it's far from ideal here for Ganji. If you look at the villager numbers again as a comparison, wow. 35 vills, 30 vills, 5 fishing boats to be very exact with you. And in comparison, of course, Goldinho, 98 units contributing towards the economy, consisting of 82 vills and now even 16 fishing boats. It's fantastic. World of plastic. It's just fantastic. Yeah, it's going nice to hear, you would say, for Goldie. But Kamigawa also needs to do stuff. And he was the aggressor for a time for not too much of a reason. And now he's in the defender's position. He's going to be up against quite some pressure. We have rams, we have crossbows. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning because Chart has the melee. If they are to go to the late game, oh my god, man. ATST, aka at the same time, Berk, preparing himself with a set of cavalry units. We have Cavalier even being researched. He has the Persians after all. So, let's go. Let's go. Forward TC, casual forward TC, and an opening. Kamigawa on his own. He needs desperate help now by Golden End. He has the faster working stable, so he will be up with a decent amount of knights very soon. The knights are blessed with bloodlines +1/+1. We'll see. Crazy stuff. That's really unfortunate. Now you have Cavaliers inside of your base, little help. A Golden End is getting Cavalier and plate botting armor only right now. He has +2 now. In the meantime, he has gotten it, but a bit too late. A bit too late. He's not going to be able to deal with the Cavaliers just like that. More is required in order to be entirely successful. Yeah, this pond also gone for a long time now. All the water in the hands of Alliance are definitely struggling in this game. Timing wise, it's getting really awkward. Also, Chart is going for the next stage. And you know, as I said, the melee in the next stage, I mean, it's a team game, so we will most likely just go for Arbalest, but he will have so many options. He will do so many bad things in theory, and it's GG. It's GG. And they say it's GG, good luck next, because it is over. Rulers of Rome have not been able to make it. An alliance that is back. Clouds and Chart have made it. Congratulations to them. And also for you to know, this is just the first series. We'll have a second one immediately after this one. I will just, you know, have a sip of tea or so, and then we'll proceed immediately after.